Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys part 2 to What If Orochimaru Took Sasuke's Body. And obviously, if you've not seen part 1, I highly recommend checking out part 1. Otherwise, the events in part 2 are going to leave you utterly confused. So with that being said, if you're still here, I'm assuming you've seen part 1, so let's go ahead and get into part 2 to What If Orochimaru Took Sasuke Uchiha's Body. Pain could move to have Orochimaru eliminated. However, the timing of Orochimaru killing Deidara and Sasori is key. If the fight occurs around the same time as Team 7's initial battle with Orochimaru and Kabuto, which I do believe would be the case, then this changes everything. It's during this time that Hidan and Kakuzu captured the Two Tails. Assuming that the Three Tails was captured before Sasori and Deidara's fight with Orochimaru, this creates a very interesting scenario. In the manga, the Akatsuki sealed the Two and the Three Tails over a 6-day time span after Hidan killed Asuma, which was a few days after Kakuzu caught the Two Tails and collected the bounty on Chiriku. With the Akatsuki now being down 2 members, it is possible that another 3 days is added to the length of time that is required to seal both tail beasts. Meanwhile, it is possible that Kakashi decides to put his all into training Naruto, helping him learn another change in chakra nature, since Kakashi would have more incentive to train Naruto, since he would have now lost Sasuke to Orochimaru and Sakura to the battle with the Akatsuki. I do believe that Sai would be called up to fill the void of Sasuke, and I think that Tsunade would counter Danzo's move by having Yamato called up from Anbu to be placed on the team as well, which not even the elders would object to. Naruto would basically be on a team that has 3 Anbu members accompanying him on mission, and one of them would be able to suppress the Kyuubi if need be. Given the circumstances of Sai being converted to the Church of Naruto, it is possible that this takes much longer for Naruto to win him over. Kakashi would likely still accompany Team 10 on the mission, which would lead to a few scenarios. Given the extra 3 days that is likely needed to seal the Two and the Three Tails, it's possible that the team finds both Akatsuki members when Ino uses her mind transfer jutsu to search the sky. Unlike in the anime, where Shikamaru went through a grieving period, crying at night after playing shogi with his dad, in the manga, Shikamaru skipped the funeral to smoke a few cigarettes and come up with a strategy. Given how quickly Shikamaru came up with this plan, which included him training with Asuma's kunai, I believe that Kakashi would join their team once Naruto's training had progressed far enough. However, in the manga, it took them 3 days to find Hidan and Kakuzu. This is where things get really tricky. It's on that 3rd day, which would be the 6th day since Asuma's death, that the sealing of the Two and the Three Tails would be completed. Given the extra time that is needed to seal the tail beast, we could see a sneak attack. In the manga, Ino found Hidan and Kakuzu literally right after the sealing was done, which would still be in the process in this scenario. We could see a scenario where a sneak attack does occur on the immortal duo, with Hidan having his head cut off with the intention of having it be used for an interrogation, which means that the initial mission of the Akatsuki hunt would be completed, which was to bring in at least one of the Akatsuki members. Assuming that the Akatsuki members have the ability to leave Pain's jutsu, no Hidan in the fight means that Kakuzu would likely be the sole target of Kakashi's efforts, which would prove to be a very intense fight. I do believe that Kakuzu's multiple hearts would allow him to avoid being caught by Shikamaru's shadow paralysis jutsu, since his hearts can move autonomously and use their own chakra natures in battle. I do believe at some point that Kakashi would have to resort to using Kamui in the battle, though at this point in the series, he did need time to build up chakra in order to use the jutsu. If he can get enough time to do so, then at least one of Kakuzu's hearts would be removed. This would mean that instead of killing only 2 of Kakuzu's hearts, 3 would be killed by Kakashi. This would ultimately leave Naruto with the task of defeating Kakuzu, who would go on to be killed by Kakashi after Naruto uses the Rasen Shuriken. At this point, Nagato would be forced to make a very tough decision. Konoha had just removed 2 Akatsuki members from their ranks, and Orochimaru had already taken out 2. With only Pain, Konan, Zetsu, Kisame, and Itachi, and Obito masquerading as Tobi as members, we do have almost half of the Akatsuki being eliminated. Not only that, but when Itachi speaks to Kisame after the Four Tails is captured, he states that the Akatsuki's movements have them on the radar of all 5 nations. Akatsuki would be too far into the Jinchuriki hunt to simply pull out, but they would also be finding themselves being hunted by Orochimaru and Konoha Konoha. I believe that Naruto would likely push Tsunade to have Team 7 hunt down Orochimaru, which, if this does happen, given Orochimaru being in possession of the Sharingan, would likely cause Jiraiya to join in on the hunt. Jiraiya was looking for intel on Pain at this time, but I believe he would jump at the chance to close the chapter on the story with Orochimaru. It's here that I believe Itachi would make his move towards Orochimaru. I don't foresee him giving Naruto Shisui's eye, since the situation would be different. I believe that Itachi would go on to fight Orochimaru. It's very possible that in this fight that Itachi could wind up defeating Orochimaru despite him having Sasuke's body. Seeing his brother being used by Orochimaru would likely cause Itachi to fight unrestrained until his stamina was worn out, but I don't foresee a scenario where Orochimaru can win. The only edge that Orochimaru would have is that if he somehow managed to create the Rinnegan using Sasuke's body and the combination of Senju DNA. With Orochimaru now being dead, Itachi likely dies in the same manner that he did, though there would be no smile on his face. His plan to make his younger brother a hero of Konoha would have failed, and given the severe drop in the Akatsuki members in such a short time, I don't see a reason why Kisame wouldn't kill Kabuto. It would be here that Naruto's team would likely find the dead body of Kabuto, since Itachi and Orochimaru's bodies likely would have been collected. Itachi for his Sharingan and Orochimaru due to the fact that he has Sasuke's body. This places Obito in a real bind. He would have to commit 100% to Nagato, since there would be no backup plan in the way of Sasuke. It's for this reason I believe that Obito would reveal himself to Kisame, stating that he is the one who is Toby. Once Jiraiya got his intel about Pain, I believe he would still go to the Hidden Rain village to investigate, which means that after a long hard-fought battle, he would indeed die. I believe that Obito would accompany Kisame to capture the Eight Tails, since there would be no other choice given Team Taka wouldn't have joined the Akatsuki. A duo of Kisame and a serious Obito would be more than enough to capture Killer B. Obito is too experienced to allow B to slip away unnoticed like Sasuke did. This makes for a very interesting scenario. The Akatsuki would move on to seal the remaining Jinchuriki before hunting down Naruto. With less members than before, the sealing process would take a considerable amount of time. It's during this point that Naruto would engage in his Sage Mode training. Having lost Sasuke, Sakura, and Jiraiya over the years would force Naruto to turn his pain into strength. I believe he would master Sage Mode even faster than before and take additional time to perfect even more Sage Jutsu. Once the remaining Jinchuriki are captured and sealed away, the invasion of Konoha would be much different in my opinion. With only the QB remaining and no backup plan in case Nagato is defeated, Obito would be forced to make a decision. Does he go all in on a Konoha invasion, or does he only send Pain in Konan? Given he would have lost 5 members in less than a month, I do believe that Obito would stack the deck against Konoha. Not only would Pain and Konan invade the village, but I believe that he and Kisame would accompany them. Obito still held ill will towards Kakashi for Ren's death and would likely wish to confront him, especially now that the QB is the only tailed beast that is needed for the hunt. With Team Guy out of the village, Akatsuki's invasion would be brutal. Between the 6 Paths of Pain, Konan, Kisame, and Obito lurking in the shadows, the Hidden Leaf Village would fall rather quickly. Naruto would arrive with his summonings in tow to fight the 6 Paths of Pain, Kisame, and potentially Obito Uchiha. For all of Naruto's intel and Pain, he would simply be overwhelmed. When Naruto eventually gets a chakra rod shoved up his ass by Pain, Hinata would rush to the battlefield with every intention of saving Naruto's ramen noodle dick, but she would likely be killed off by one of the Akatsuki members who is there. When Naruto does fly into a rage, Obito could simply use his Mangekyo to control the QB as the 8-tailed sprouts. Even if Minato manages to stop Naruto by speaking to him, Naruto would eventually get captured, since again 3 Akatsuki members in 6 Paths of Pain would be too much for him to overcome. The Akatsuki would take the required time to seal away the QB. Out of the rubble of Konoha, Danzo would proclaim himself as the 6th Hokage. However, his rule would be very short-lived. Obito and Zetsu would force Nagato Obito to revive Madara. The Infinite Tsukuyomi would be casted, which opens the door for Kaguya to be revived. Well guys, that's it for my video today. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you believe that Orochimaru could have indeed awakened the Rinnegan, and if he did awaken Rinnegan, how do you see the story changing? Thanks so much for watching guys. Have an awesome day.